If you own a business or you are a skilled worker, you will discover that your ideas don't matter. In fact, no product ever sold itself. Let me give you an example of Apple. Apple was designed and marketed by two Steve. So the two of them, they are Steve. So one Steve is good at the marketing, while the other Steve is not that good at marketing, but very good at developing the product. So he's very good at developing the product, but not as good as the other Steve. And of course, if I ask you which of the Steve of iPhone or the Apple company you know, definitely you are going to be telling me about Steve Jobs. But Steve Jobs have the skill of selling whatever the other guy was designing. And taking an example of the Apple again, let's look at they create content. They create content that resonates with people. Still using the Apple company, let me give you another example. When Apple wanted to launch the music store, so they were looking for a way to market it. So they came up with an ad which said, you can have 1,000 songs in your own pocket. 1,000 songs in my own pocket. As at the time we are talking about this, you want to get like that 1,000 songs in your playlist, you are going to have a very big bag to pack your CDs inside. But they simplified it. Simple stuff. Before your products can get profitable, you have to market it. No product ever sold itself. Since the advent of internet, everything has become simplified. In 2016, I got my first ever clients using digital means, which means the client discovered me online. So I was able to get this job. This job is about 200k and it took me about 3 weeks to finish. So what did I do? I reinvested part of this money into learning Facebook advertisements, first of all from Google Skill for Africa. From there, I invested into another paid course which skyrocketed my skill work on the internet. So as at then, Facebook advertisement was exactly 190 naira. So I began to use 200 naira daily to get my business viewed, or to get my ceiling design craft in front of a minimum of 1,000 every single 24 hours. As I talk to you now, 90% of the people I work for are based outside of Nigeria. Now, how did I do it? How to create a relatable content. So a relatable content is simply a content that your people, that your audience understand. Content sells. Relatable content sell even more. And then story content sell every time. Yes, telling story is the greatest way to get your audience hooked to whatever you have to tell them, and more importantly, to get them to take actions. If you take an example of Robert Kiyosaki, the money teacher, if you take an example of Russell Brunson, the cell phone guy, if you take an example of just think of any big brand that you know. If you take their example, you discover that they have a signature story. That is one thing we teach at the Handwork Money program. There will be time where you will get into trouble as a craftsperson or as a small business owner. You need the skill of negotiation. Yeah, you need the skill of negotiation. In fact, like the skill of negotiation is a very, very important part of any business.